Hey Bulldog fans, welcome to this edition of Signing Day Central presented by Origin Bank, and I'm now joined by head coach of the Duncan Dogs, Eric Konkol. Coach, thanks for joining me.
It's great to be here, Kane.
All right, so on the first day of early signing period, you were able to ink 3 guys to be your future Bulldogs. But to start, just talk about this recruiting process and how in-person recruiting was not allowed, so you and the coaching staff had to get real creative.
Well, first, we're thankful for the opportunity to sign 3 really good players that we're excited about. But the process was so unique compared to normal years. First, we're thankful that we were able to evaluate these young men early in the process, and that's always part of our plan, to get our eyes on young prospects, follow them throughout their high school career, and then recruit them. And these 3 young men, we were able to do that. But during the process, it was unlike any other. It was Zoom calls, it was virtual campus tours, it was creating an itinerary for them to drive through campus on their own with a phone call and a FaceTime and everything else. So it forced us to do things differently. However, I do think that some of the innovation that we had to come up with will make us better in the future when we're able to open things back up again.
Sure, and you have a big upperclassmen roster right now with a lot of seniors. So when you looked at this particular signing class, what specifics were you looking for? What characteristics were you looking for to fill those holes?
We were looking to sign 3 high school players in the fall, and we really wanted to have a team, a front court player that had versatility in Will Allen, where he could play the 4 or the 5, but yet guard a lot of different people with his athleticism and motor. And then a wing big guard type player in Taran Williams that can score at all 3 levels, at the rim, at the mid-range, and at the 3-point line, and someone with size and athleticism. And then we were looking for a playmaking guard, and we got that in Caleb Stewart, where he can really push the basketball. He's electric in transition, but he can score and also create for other people.
Sure, and let's talk about them even more so. So let's start with them. Will Allen from New Orleans, Louisiana, plays at Bonneville High School. I know he's already had some big games his senior year.
He has. He's one of those guys that he reminds me in some ways of Mo Muhammad from a rebounding motor standpoint. He plays really, really hard. Just has a knack for the basketball. It just finds him, and we needed that. We were looking for someone who could rebound, but also have versatility. He can stretch it to the 3-point line. It's something that he's developed over the last 12 months, but has a great enthusiasm for the game and getting better.
Yeah. And Will Allen, 6'8", 205 pounds. I think I saw where he had 33 points and 17 rebounds in his last game. So that's pretty good in the stat sheet.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
All right. And then you went to Texas, which you often do. Texas is a great state for the Bulldogs. Picked up 6'3" guard Caleb Stewart from Atascocita High School.
Really excited about Caleb. Guard play is so vitally important in any program, but certainly in playing an up-tempo style where we give our guards and our team a lot of freedom offensively to make decisions. And we were looking for a playmaking guard. He can play the point, he can score it, he can push the break, he can also finish the break. He's very, very fast and athletic, and he's a very, very good shooter. And he also has just an contagious energy about him, enthusiasm, and he's a real worker, and he comes from a great basketball program.
Yes, he does, and a lot of people have taken notice of him. You know, he was ranked 11th best player in the state of Texas by Prep Hoops, 2-time district MVP, 3-time All-Region. So he didn't get good here recently. He's been good for a while. He
was highly recruited, and he was someone that we were able to identify early on and really put everything we had into him. He's got Louisiana roots. His dad's from Logansport, Louisiana, on the western side of the state, and they made a drive through campus just to see it on their own with the things that we alerted them to, and just felt like it was a great place for him, and we're really excited that he's going to call Russin home.
Yeah. And then your third and final signee, you went to Arkansas, Marianna, Arkansas, Lee High School, 6'5" guard Taran Williams.
We were looking for a bigger guard, and he is that. He's got size, he's got strength, he's already about 190 pounds. He can really bounce, but he is a guy that can score. He can score at the rim in a lot of different ways. He can slash, he can pull up in the mid-range, and then he's really developed his 3-point shot as well. But his length and athleticism, he's got great potential, like Caleb and Will do as well. But we're just really excited about what he can become.
Yeah, Yeah, and he's another one that brings a lot of accolades as well. All-state, all-conference last year, and actually ranked as the #1 player in the state of Arkansas by Arkansas Basketball Recruiting. So all these three guys bring in a lot of accolades, and that's even going into their senior year of high school.
Yeah, all three guys were highly thought of in their state, in their region, and part of this process, our staff has done a really good job of developing relationships in our region. On our current roster, Kane, 12 of 15 guys are from 5 hours of campus. So we've got a reputation of developing and taking care of our guys. Louisiana Tech and Ruston, of course, have a reputation of being a really good place for kids. And we were able to inspire some people very early on that this is a good place for them and the way they can grow.
You now in your 6th year, I know we've had a good crop from Florida. We've gone up into the DC area and gotten some players, but drawing kind of a 5-hour radius around Ruston, has that been your main goal now coming into 6th year?
It's been part of the plan all along. I always think that you have an inside-outside approach. Even in the game, we want to get as many layups as possible. We want to get to the basket. And so I just think the best part of Ruston, the best part of Louisiana Tech is the people and its family. And we have looked to recruit within 5 hours of campus so those families can get even closer to their kids, watch them play, be a part of that journey. And it's worked out so far.
Yep. And then just to touch on a little bit, you're 7 days away from the season starting, which is crazy to think about. And you even had an inter-squad scrimmage here recently. What did you see from that scrimmage with your own eyes and evaluating the tape, and how you anticipate your team starting this upcoming season?
Well, I know we're looking forward to playing against somebody else.
Yes.
And in having that chance to really evaluate yourself, because that's what early season games are. It's evaluation and how to get better. And not having scrimmages or exhibitions against other teams in practice formats will make those first games very different for us. But I know we've got a versatile team, we've got a competitive group, but we've got a lot of learning to do. We've got a number of returners back, but to go along with newcomers, but everybody's trying to elevate their role into something greater this year than what they had a year ago. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to play UT Arlington 7 days from today.
Absolutely. Well, like Coach mentioned, the Bulldogs open up the 2020-21 season next Friday in the Thomas Assembly Center on Carl Malone Court against UT Arlington at 6:30. We certainly look forward to seeing the Dunkin' Dogs on the court.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Kane.
Thanks, Coach.